Hey guys, I'm Markel. Welcome to Figuring It Out, episode 5. We're on episode 5. Alright, so this episode is actually a little different than the ones I've done before. For this one, I met up with my buddy Andrew Marsh. I don't know if you guys know some of him. Some people know him as like Lil Marshy or Lil Marsh. And basically, I've known Andrew for, since middle school. We went to middle school together. Actually, elementary school, but I wasn't cool with him until middle school. And then we both went up to high school and kind of like did our own things. And then recently I saw him at the gym, and he swiped up on one of my posts and was like, dude, we should collab together. And I was like, let's do it. And what I told him, because so for those of you who don't know, and he'll explain it in the video, he works with Danny Duncan, so I figured he had some good insight to give us. So especially in the realm that I work in, where it's there's social media involved and there's a lot of creation involved, essentially. So I thought that would be a good person to bring on. So I talked with him, like, hey, I don't just want to do like a video of us just like BSing or whatever. So I was like, how can we provide value? So then we just did like a podcast style, where this video basically just be, I think it's about 20 minutes of, me just asking him questions and talking about his journey and what's helped him throughout the way, in the realm that he works in, the field that he works in, and just like challenges, struggles, things he's had to figure out, and just his experiences. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'll let him tell you all about that in the video. Figuring it out. So we just finished up a lift. I'm here with a childhood friend, Andrew. We met, we went to elementary school together, but we're pretty good friends in middle school. And then all of high school went and did our own things. Saw him at the gym the other day, and he hit me up, reached out, was like, hey dude, we should do a crossover. So here we are. Just finished up this lift, and I wanted to come back to like providing value to you guys, and kind of pick people in like similar realms and people that are like doing things, like chasing their dreams, that with stuff that I think is dope and stuff that I feel like I can help you guys and help me too. So he's I'll let him introduce himself and tell you a little bit what he does. So Andrew, who are you? What do you do?
My name's Andrew, but most people know me as Marsh, which is my last name. Basically, I work for one of my best friends who is a YouTuber. His name's Danny.
I know him.
Danny Duncan. I've been working for him for like a little over 5 years. But yeah, we just started off as friends. I never like thought about working for him or like had a goal to like get there. It was just kind of like a random friendship I made. Maybe, like my freshman year of high school is when I like met him. So I've known him for like
9 years,
like 8 or 9 years now. So I don't know. I never had like a plan to work for him, but it just naturally happened.
It's something we were talking about in the gym, and something that I mentioned earlier in this video when I was out at Pathos, was just like the value of free work. Like, it doesn't always need to be something you're getting paid for, especially when you're starting out. Like, just kind of take opportunities that you can. For me, that's benefited, and obviously for you, that's been a huge thing. Now you're doing something you really enjoy, I'm assuming. But what is it exactly, like, what do you do for Danny in that sense? Like, what's your job kind of consist of?
Yeah, so I don't know if I have a specific job title, but I do a lot of, you could say, like assistant things, and then I do some social media work for him, like run his Snapchat and his TikTok, or I'll make like short form content for his Instagram. A lot of just like iPhone pictures, videos, and then I'd say about like 80% of the time, 90% of the time he travels, I always go with him. So it's just a lot of when we're traveling, it's a lot of like assistant type things, and then just in the background, just a background guy.
There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people don't see. I think you should put out a video.
Yeah.
Would you say, okay, so in the content realm, what would you say the role that the content that you make has for them? Because earlier you were talking a little bit about short form and long form, and like the difference between them, and kind of what they, like how they both have their role. What would you say the role that content that you make has for them?
Basically, the stuff I do is just kind of like the everyday stuff. The main thing I do, or that I've been doing the longest, is a Snapchat. So for Snapchat, I think the best, what you're like trying to do is just capture like basically what they do in a day, which is kind of hard to do if you're not in. So I post a lot of like whatever, like photos, like photo dumps, or like clips from YouTube videos. Like a minute long video, like on Snapchat would be like 6 snaps. And I try to post like 50 a day minimum.
Sheesh. That's that's.
I mean, honestly, like when I first started doing that, it was like seemed really hard, but I've been doing it for a while now. Snapchat probably like a couple years.
Yeah.
So like getting 50 a day is pretty easy, but I also have like he's got years of videos. Like I've been with him, like working for him for like 5 years. So like I have so much stuff. Like you can reuse stuff. If you're posting every day, it's like if you post something from like a month ago, it seems like forever now.
Yeah, that's true.
I see stuff I don't even like remember.
So would you say that like, okay, like 'cause sometimes for me, I was like, oh, like I don't want to repost certain things, especially like in the photography world. I feel like it'll like get repetitive, or like people be like, oh, I've seen this before. Would you say that's probably not the case? It's like as long as you just give it some time to breathe a little bit.
Yeah, I would say, you know, even like I don't really post like my own content. I just kind of post on Instagram for fun, like casually. But I think it's always fun, like looking back, like whatever a few months ago, just like reposting stuff, like posting on your stories, just like memories.
Yeah. Would you say that like what was like a learning curve for you? Was it more so like even like as you started working for him, or even like recently in this past year, past 6 months, has there been like anything that like has been like, wow, that was like a hard thing I kind of had to like figure out, whether it was like the level of work, like the quantity, for example, like putting out 50 videos a day or 50 snaps a day, or learning different platforms, learning different editing software, all that.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started working for him, it was more so like just like helping out with things, like kind of more so only do like assistant type role, like personal assistant or whatever. So like I said, it wasn't as time consuming. There would be like times where if he was like at his house in LA, there would be like times where I'm not really like working, opposed to like now doing like all the social media stuff. I work every day technically. So I guess when all that was starting, it was kind of like I felt like I was doing so much, and it was like a lot. And I was like, a lot going on out here too.
In a sense of like just generally, like not even necessarily like working for Danny, but just like with work in general, because I know we're both young, like we're 23, it's at that point where like people are like, oh, like you can start getting your life together, but also you kind of have a little bit of leeway to like joke around a bunch. Would you say that like work consumes a lot of your time? Like do you feel like you don't get to have a social life, or like where's like the priorities lie, in a sense of like, for just to give you like an example, like for me, sometimes like I find myself like, yeah, I just don't really have time to hang with you guys, like not because I don't want to, but also like I'm choosing not to, just for this portion of my life, because there's so many things I want to work at right now. If you feel like any like friendships have fell off, because that, like what have you had to sacrifice?
I mean, I definitely try to prioritize like the balance of like personal life, work life, and it's also kind of hard because like Danny is one of my like best friends, so like to balance the like friend and work, that's pretty easy. It kind of comes naturally, but then to like separate the lives of like work and then like whatever, I think it's important to split that up. So I think I've prioritized that. I think I do a pretty decent job, but also it's hard because like it's not like a normal job. There's not a schedule, so I gotta be like, I'm free Saturday, we can do something Saturday. It's kind of like I gotta pick and choose like what I tell Danny, like, hey, I have plans, I'm busy, because like I want to do something, but like it's gotta be like important.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I gotta pick and choose what I do, but most of the time, I mean, work's the priority. So I would say a lot of times that comes first.
Yeah.
But you also have to, can't just work.
Yeah.
And like work sometimes also is, you know, like fun. Like there's fun times and it's still work. So you still need the balance regardless. Like whenever we travel, I try to like, after like 2 weeks, I'm like, I gotta go home for a bit.
That's valid. So one thing that, there's two things that like I really like related on is like, so for me, for photography, like I don't really have a schedule. Like it's like, okay, whatever days I'm free, I'm free. I mean, do you try and like, okay, have certain days that you do want to work? Like you set some time aside, and we tell them like, hey, I want to do like this on a certain day. I got plans with friends, all that. Do you feel like it's like kind of like stressful not having a schedule, or do you kind of like this
Sometimes it
spontaneous
gets
nature?
sometimes it gets stressful, but also like I'm pretty used to it.
Yeah.
Like it's been years. It's like kind of always been like this. Like for example, I'll just text him. I'll be like, let's say what today is, like Friday. Like I'd be like, yo, there's like a concert I want to go to Sunday. Be like, what are your plans? So I'll be like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Okay, yeah.
So kind of like that. Or like if we're like actively like filming. Like a time that comes to mind, like we were filming, we played pickup basketball on Tuesdays. It was like a Tuesday. I was like, it was getting like we hoop at 7. It was like whatever, like 6. I'm like, are we like filming much more today, or can I like head out? And he was like, no. But then like also there's times where like you gotta like gauge it and be like, should not go to basketball right now. Like, it's more important to be here. But there's also times where it's like. And he's obviously like being my friend, not just like my boss.
Yeah.
He's like chill.
That's a cool balance.
Yeah, but he also knows that I'm not just gonna like miss work or not be there just for like whatever.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one thing that I've had to think about a little bit recently, because like, so for me, starting a brand and wanting to like provide opportunities for my friends, because like I do want to bring on like certain people, whether it's just certain roles in the brand that I'm building like down the road, and especially like when my friends, like I do want to provide opportunities for them and help them in any way that I can. What do you think has helped the most with you? Because I've debated going back and forth, because I've heard some people say like, yo, don't work with your friends. I don't know if my client answers, but I've heard some people say like, yo, don't work with your friends. It's like it'll ruin the friendship, or yeah, it's worth the risk. Like trust will be there, or whatever. What do you think has been like the best kind of tip or anything that you could give people?
Like you mentioned, trust. I think that's the most important thing. Like I feel like the only reason I work for Danny or like am where I am is because he trusts me, and like he always has. Because it was never weird at all at any point. Like I didn't have like a scheme to like work for him or whatever. I feel like, I mean, the only people who like work for him you trust. So I mean, trust is the most important thing I would say. But I don't see any issue working with your friends as long as you like know they're like real friends, good friends, and you trust them.
For sure.
I don't think there's any issue.
You ever have like trouble separating the two lives? Like, okay, like let's say it's like, okay, like today's business, or you kind of just like learn that over time, like today's business, and then you're just, all right, we're just hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a pretty good gauge on it. You know? I mean, I've never had too much trouble with it, because I mean, he's really understanding everything, but also like people would say maybe like money is like a factor in that, but I never really even directly talked to him about money, because he has someone who like pays everyone, so like I talk to her, go through her about like pay. But even like, I mean, at times whenever I ask for like a raise, or like when like jobs like changed or whatever over the years, I can always like, I feel pretty comfortable like going to him and being like, hey, like can I get this instead since I'm doing this? So I mean, we never had issues with that. So just, the only issue I ever had was like earlier on when it wasn't as much consistent work.
Yeah.
There was no like social media stuff, but like if he was gone in like LA or traveling and I wasn't there, I like had nothing to do.
Yeah.
That was the only time it was really tough, but I mean that was like years ago. So I was just like starting out. But then even I wondered, I was like, all right, well I can't like not work for like a month.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if like that would even be like what I do for like long term. But I mean, I stuck through it. I just kind of tried to take it like day by day.
Yeah. One step at a time, figuring it out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't think you ever truly have it figured out. Even if you could be like a millionaire, like well off. I mean, I know people like the people who own Fucked Up. It's like, I mean, they're obviously like set for life, but they're still like trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
Like what they want to do with their company, like they have families. I don't think you ever truly have it figured out. I think you're always trying to figure it out. I mean, that's all you can do really is try.
There's always like another stage of like something like you're trying to learn, like, and that's what I'm trying to show you guys. Like this series is like, yeah, like one, I have no clue what I'm doing, and I'm just like starting. But right when you think you got one thing figured out, like there's another like level to it.
There's always gonna be like something new. Like you never have it figured out. But
I completely agree.
like always you keep trying.
too. Like even though like looking back, like my photography has like came so far, and like, and I was talking to this with another photographer that I know. Like we still go into shoots and we're like, I have no clue what I'm doing. We're like we're kind of just like winging it a little bit. Like even before this video, I was like, yo, I don't have any questions like scripted for you or anything, and we were just like, all right, let's wing it. Like,
yeah, when I first started posting like Snapchats for him, I was like, bro, why am I doing this? Like, because I never did like social media stuff.
yeah.
I was probably posting like the stupidest things that had nothing to do with like one another.
Yeah.
Probably. But I mean, I knew it was like an opportunity to like somewhere to like work towards, you know, more things to do that could secure like my job or like work.
Yeah.
Just more things to do. So I thought it was a good thing. So I just kept doing it. And obviously, you know, you learn and you get better at it. Like now I think I'm pretty decent at it.
Yeah. Do you think that throwing yourself into the fire kind of like, do you think sometimes you have to like balance like, okay, here's a time where I should just be like, all right, I'm gonna figure it out as I go, or there's like, and then there's also times where like, okay, maybe I should take a step back and plan this out and get kind of better at my skill.
Yeah, I mean, there's always like new things that he'll throw at me that I'm always like, all right, I'll do it. Like I was telling you about it earlier when we went to Japan. I was like the photographer, like taking pictures. Like I'm not a photographer. Like I don't even have a camera. And like I was asking like other photographers about like the settings, like ISO, and I was just winging it with the camera. It was like kind of like a big deal, like our Japan trip, and I was taking the photos. So I was like, dude, this better be good.
Yeah.
And like, even I was trying to like edit them.
Yeah.
Like I somehow did all of it, and they were like, the pictures were good enough to post.
Yeah.
It's like, it was like, I don't know, I was like the photographer. I was like, I should not be the photographer. And then when I would start like editing up short form content, it's like I don't edit stuff. Yeah. It's like you gotta kind of have an eye for it, you know. So I mean, you just learn, but I never say like no.
Yeah.
I always say like, all right, I'll try, and like I'll do it, and then I guess you just learn. Yeah.
That's one thing for me that's been huge lately. Like this past couple months, I've been saying yes to like any opportunity. Like for example, like I've shot an Iron Man once before, but like it was no pressure at all. But like I didn't like fly out to do it. I was kind of just on my way home to like do it for a favor. And then recently I went to like Muncie, Indiana, flew out to my friend to go film it, and like opportunities came from it. And then just like certain, like for example, like video things. Like somebody's like, hey, can you make a reel? When I mostly do photo and I like never do video, I was like, sure. Like I don't know. Saying yes to me is like saying yes to things has for me been super beneficial in like growth promoting, in a sense that like it just forces you to kind of just be like, all right, like I'm gonna make this work one way or another. And then also like, I mean, I just think that, I mean, when you ask a lot of yourself, like you have no choice but to say yes.
I think the experiences and connections are really important. You can't just be in it for the money.
Yeah.
You can't be like, no, I'm not doing that, you're not paying me. It's like, it can't really just be all about that, or it's not really gonna work. I mean, there were times like, obviously, like maybe back then I was not getting paid as much as I am now, but I never like said no to things, or never like didn't do things like, you're not paying me, so why would I go like do all that?
Yeah.
Like, I never really thought about it.
Yeah. So it's just like you saw opportunity to help, so you just go on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it all started out, though. I was just, like, hanging out at his house, like, just helping out with things.
Yeah.
Basically, like, working for free without, like, being told, like, please do that, or told to work. It's just like, right, I can pay.
Yeah. One thing that's helped me, like, when I'm trying new things, or, like, when I'm doing something I don't feel qualified for, like, for you, with, like, making videos when you first started, I'm sure that you were, like, oh, what is going on? But, like, and then, like, with photo in Japan, and then for me when I go to shoots, or me when I try video or trying to start a brand, one thing is like I've realized that nobody really knows that you have no clue what you're doing unless you say something. So like when I go to a photo shoot and I'm like, dude, I am clueless with this lighting right now, or I'm doing video, and it's like, and they see the finished work, they're like, they would have no clue that you don't know what you're doing. And it's like if they did have a clue, they wouldn't be looking for somebody to do it. So they're hiring you because that's where they need help. And then like also I was reading the other day too, and like one of my books just talk about like just no matter what you just provide as much value as possible. Like the money stuff will come, but like it's like if you're just here to help people and just like provide value, and just I don't know, work with real people and do as much as you can for people, like that is ultimately what kind of pays off in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, I think having fun, you know, and like being happy is the most important thing. Before, like obviously you need money.
long-term goals. He's like, just be happy, bro. Be happy and be stable. Like, you know, that's the thing is like.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be stable. You don't want to be like obviously like so stressed out, like worrying about like making ends meet.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm good enough, and happy.
Everything else take care of itself.
Yeah, kind of let everything else happen.
So yeah, that's dope. I mean, short, wanted to just provide like some value for somebody that's in a realm that some of you guys might be trying to reach after, and then also just like for somebody like somebody remotely like my age, like we're in the like we graduated the same year and everything, doing something that he enjoys doing and enjoying life and working with good friends and good people, and it's not just all about money for him. And sometimes we do get caught up in that, but I'm gonna just like be able to pick his brain. I'm really grateful that he even texted me to want to do this. I mean, because these are questions that like you wish you could ask certain people, and you wish you had access to certain things. And I definitely feel that way. And like I've been lucky enough to be in rooms with certain people that are around me that are all like successful and doing things that I want to do. So
yeah, and it's not like I got it all figured out.
Exactly.
Like I don't think anyone does, but I definitely know.
And that's a sick reminder too. And it's like bro, like we're all trying to do our own things, like trying to figure the things out as we go. So
yeah, I mean, I would also say like a big thing is worrying about like what people think, like about figuring it out. I guess I worry about like what people think. They know he's like definitely hasn't figured out. He's like doing this, doing that. But it's like, I mean, I think I'm a pretty normal person that I don't have it figured out.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't think anyone's like any different.
Exactly. Nah, I agree. I'm
even
right
like someone could be like working at like Home Depot, and I would think they have it more figured out than me because they have like a stable like career, or like Publix, they're like working their way up.
Yeah.
I would say like in my head, I'm like, you have it more figured out than me.
Yeah.
Like I kind of go like day to day.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. Definitely no. I don't think anyone's any better than the next.
Exactly. We're all just normal people going for things, bro.
Yeah, everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah, trying to figure out our own lives. So, and like you said, like you never do it, have it actually figured it out. Like just so, and this series could go on for 2 weeks, or it could go on for 2 years or 20 years. It's like dude,
go on as long as you want to make the videos.
Exactly.
Because that's just what life is, figuring it out. It's every day. So another day, figuring it out.
Totally agree with that. And again, thank you for doing this. I mean, you didn't have to go out of your way to text me or even jump on camera. So, I mean, I think it's sick, like I said. I'm glad we got to reconnect a little bit, especially since we haven't really hung out much since like middle school or high school or anything. So, yeah, if you guys like this style of like bringing people on from different realms, let me know, because this is something I definitely want to do and I enjoy.
I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be. I thought I had a good time. So that's the whole point of the brand too. Is like I want to bring different creators from all realms. Like I don't want to just be stuck in fitness, just stuck in photography and stuff like that. Because like not everybody does that. Like we're all doing different things. So just to like kind of provide a little bit of value for you guys from every kind of realm. So I think it's something I'll definitely try and get going. Is like kind of mix into every series, whether it's me telling you guys what I dealt with today, trying to figure out stuff with brand or photography, or trying to like get other people in videos from different walks to try and help you guys out in any way that we can. So, I mean, if you guys have any questions about anything, DM me, message me, come up to me in person, ask it. I'll gladly answer, help you guys in any way that I can. I would love to. So, figure out episode 5. That's a wrap.